My response to ZAOGA members, I've received a lot of criticism for speaking about ZAOGA or the late and the information that I'm bringing out about all that is happening. Most people are saying, heal. Most people are saying, you will never stop the church. Some people are saying, what are we going to do with this information? Well, let me respond. My response to you is, number one, what does the Bible say in the book of 2 Corinthians when Paul was writing about that young man who slept with his father's wife? Paul says that remove such a man from the congregation. Unleaven can affect the whole lump. What this means is that if you have a believer who is walking in a way which is not right, and it is known by the church or it's known by the leaders, if you leave such a man, you are setting up a precedence of others walking in the same. How does this work? I grew up in the rural area. We used to play bora rechkwesh, or the ball that is made from small plastic. So we would not have a referee. And when we would be playing maybe 5-a-side or 5-a-side in the rural area setup, if somebody touches the ball or the ball goes to their hand, we would say hands and we'll hit a free kick or whether a penalty. But if the other team continues to deny that I have not touched the ball, what would end up happening is people would take the ball with their hand and they start to play the ball with their hand instead of football. To those that grew up in the rural area, they know what I'm talking about. If you allow one incident to be treated right, you are setting a precedence of others acting the same, because they say, or others are doing it. That's another thing. And the issue of leaving Obaguti alone, doesn't the Bible say in the book of Revelation chapter 14-13 that blessed are those that die in the Lord, or they have rested on their works, but their works do follow them? These are the works of Obaguti that we are talking about. I don't see anything wrong. The works of Obaguti is following him. Please, guys, allow us to talk about the works of Obaguti. Why are you stopping us? Because the Bible allows us to talk about that. So this is another thing. And they are those who are saying, what are you going to do? What are we going to do with this information? I don't think that question should be asked. The question is, what are you going to do with your soul being there? Because I don't need to be preaching to you that Apostle Chwenga has been rebuking pastors in Zimbabwe. And go and check his doctrine. Most of you don't like to go to his church or to follow him because you say, or he insults the people of God. But the question is, but you love Apostle Kapandura because he's so raw in his preaching and he says things as they are. What's the difference now? Apostle Kapandura says things as they are. He confronts a chivi say chivi or sin as sin. Isn't it that's what you want? Because you guys love Apostle Kapandura. You circulate his videos because you believe that what he's saying is as raw as it is, as crude as it is. You think this is the right way to approach a scenario because some of you are cowards. You can't speak out. My question is, if you really love Apostle Kap's approach to the matters that are happening in church, what is then wrong with Apostle Chwenga insulting people about their ways of executing the doctrine of Christ, which is in error in any way? This is what you're supposed to do with this information. Analyze the doctrine, question whether you should stay in that church, question whether this doctrine will take you to heaven. Because if they cannot rebuke sin, if they cannot follow the doctrine to the letter, what makes you think that they've got a license to take you to heaven? And maybe one last point is that the Bible speaks of a watchman, and it says that if a watchman does not warn people about what is happening in the city, and the city is taken by the enemy, that means that The blood of these people shall be required at the hands of the watchman. And if the watchman does his job and the people ignores what the watchman is saying, then the watchman is not going to be guilty of the blood of the people. This is the same thing. I am warning you, and in my warning you, if you don't act, it's up to you. It's not going to be my problem that I did not warn you. It's not going to be Apostle Chwenga's problem that he did not warn you about these misgivings in the doctrine, and that you continue to say, as long we don't care about what Apostle Chwenga says. This is a word of warning, and whatever you do with this information is clearly up to you. It's not up to me. It's up to you whether what you are going to do. Consult your conscience and you ask the Holy Spirit to help you. That's what you need to do, not to ask me what to do. I'm giving you a warning, and what you need to do is to ask yourself whether this is the right church to be. I hope that answers your questions.